Hey there. I just wanted to share this beautiful view where I get to sit when I'm talking to you. It's amazing. This is the fall garden. Isn't it beautiful? Can you hear the birds? This is part of my self-care, to sit here and just watch. I see birds, blue-belly lizards, hummingbirds. I listen to the wind, the chimes, and I just take it all in. And then I remember who I am. It helps me to ground myself in the present moment. Just staying present. What I really was thinking about this morning, with all of the chaos in our world, I was appreciating, feeling so deeply grateful for all the work that I've done and that I continue to do, the ways I'm able to help people to feel at peace with themselves in the midst of the chaos. I'm so grateful. And I want to talk about that a little bit today, share some of my thoughts around this, and maybe give you a little piece of peace as well. What I realized, in thinking about this today, as my boyfriend and I were going on a walk this morning and talking, we were talking about the difference between taking in your environment, being receptive to your environment, and filtering it, knowing what parts that are going on the outside that you want to let in, and making it a choice. When you're in survival, it feels like you don't have a choice. Everything just gets inside of you and affects you. The crazy political environment, all the different news, who knows what's true anymore, right? You can listen to one news channel and hear one piece of news that is supposed to be the truth, and then listen to another news channel and hear something totally different. It's confusing. You can't let it all in. It's not helpful. What's helpful is to listen and keep your boundary. You'll see my hands are dirty because I've been in the garden. I got really, truly inspired to have this talk actually in my garden. So you're going to see dirty hands when I talk with my hands. But what I'm saying is you can't let it all in. And the truth, ultimately, the biggest truth lies within you. What's the truth of how you see yourself? What is the truth of how you feel? What's the truth of who you are? What makes you feel safe? What's the truth of how you're growing? How you take care of yourself? These are the truths that are important to come back to when everything on the outside is chaotic. It's really important to come inside to you. And I realized as I was talking to my boyfriend Scott on our walk, how integrated my loving parent is inside. I've got this voice inside who says to me when something is tough on the outside, "Hey, Laura, you know what? I got you. Little vulnerable Laura, you don't need to worry about the stuff that's happening on the outside. I'm going to keep you safe in here." And then the adult Laura will deal with whatever she needs to in the present moment. I can't tell you how amazing it is to go inside in a moment's notice and find peace. Now, what a lot of people report to me is that when they go inside, they hear this critical voice. "Oh my God, nothing's safe. Nobody's safe. What are we going to do? You're certainly not doing it right. Whatever you're doing, you're messing up. There's no way this is going to be okay." People judge themselves inside. They have a critical parent. Sometimes they had a missing parent. And the way that works is when there's a missing parent, the parent inside becomes critical. But you know what? you can work on developing a loving inner parent. And it's so essential to having peace of mind, peace of body, and peace in your soul. And it goes like this. When you hear that voice that talks to you like you're a piece of crap, you counter it. I remember when I was learning this, I would literally talk to myself outside, on the outside, where people could hear me. Sometimes my kids would be like, "What are you doing, Mom?" But I would hear inside of me, "You screwed up. What a loser you are." And the loving voice, the parent who would not say that to my own children ever, or my grandchildren, I found that voice and I started to strengthen her inside. And she talked back to that part and said, "Who are you talking to? This is my precious, vulnerable little girl. You don't get to talk to her like that anymore." And then I would sit with that and tell her, "You know what? You're doing your best. You're doing a great job. Yes, you make mistakes. That's what people do who are growing. I love you. You don't need to do anything to be loved. I just love you. You're beautiful exactly as you are." I would also periodically, when that other negative, critical parent wasn't talking, I would just let her know in the middle of the day, "Hey, I'm here. I'm checking in. You're not alone anymore." Those kinds of statements offered to oneself throughout the day create a safe connection inside, a connection you may never have known. The truth is that time to bond in a loving way with caregivers is gone and past. It's a part of the past now. So the only way to really calm and love yourself now, that deep, vulnerable feeling part of yourself, is to do it for yourself. Internalize that loving parent that I have no doubt you've worked to offer that to people outside of you. But nothing makes me sadder than to see people who will give that to other people and not to themselves. You are the most important and precious person. You need to love you first and foremost. And let me tell you, that's not a selfish thing. It's actually one of the most beautiful acts you can ever do is to love yourself. Because then when you love your children, your grandchildren, your friends, your partner, it's going to come from a place of overflow. Fill yourself up. Take the time to speak kindly to your body, to your emotionalness, to the vulnerable child inside of you. That child has dreams and hopes that can never happen. That child wants to feel at peace no matter what's happening on the outside. He or she deserves it. Go in and tell yourself, you're beautiful just the way you are. You don't need to do or be anything in order to be lovable and loved. I'm going to love you. I'm here for you now. You're not alone anymore. Practice that every day, just a little bit. And I promise you, the peace inside of you will grow. There's a life waiting for you that you can't even imagine yet. Start it with yourself. Love yourself. Bye for now.